about Miss Shelley's experience when meeting a stranger. Have you ever met a foreigner in your life? How does it feel?
Depend. If it is handsome, yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you my experience after after I after I tell you about Miss Shelley's experience. So let's begin. On Monday, Miss Shelley was preparing her papers and her English books to study when her best friend Asiao called her. She told her that at Jessica's store there were two foreigners who stopped by to chat. Asiao wanted Miss Shelley to help Jessica there, but Miss Shelley rejected the offer because she was busy studying. But Asiao urged her to come there. She told her that this was her chance to practice her English skill. So she agreed and went there
She agreed
and went there.
and went there.
Miss Shelley saw that Jessica was confused talking to the foreigners because Jessica couldn't speak English properly. Miss Shelley asked them to talk, and she found out that the foreigners wanted to buy some petrol for their boat. So they talked for around 20 sentences, and Miss Shelley asked them to have dinner at her house. When she reached her house, her, her mom was shocked to see a stranger coming, but she welcomed them nicely. They chat about the journey and had had dinner together. Miss Shelley asked them to walk around Pangkalpinang city. The, the foreigners found out that Bangkanese people are funny because one of them suddenly called the foreigners like, how was he doing? So that's all for Miss Shelley's experience. I think the moral lesson is we need to master English as one of our skills so we can have conversation easily. We can also expand our friendship to people abroad.
Fun, yeah?
And we need to study English as often as possible, especially practicing them with foreigners. So, after all of Miss Shelley's experience, I'm gonna tell you what my experience when first time meeting a foreigner. My first time was at TGV when I talked with Miss Madeline. At first, I thought she was pretty mean because she has a lot of tattoos like tough. But it turns out she was so sweet. At first, I was too nervous to talk to her, but she encouraged me, so I am not nervous talking to her anymore. We have some nice chats together, and at last I say bye to her because she was going to some other places she had to go. And that's all I'm gonna say today. Thank you.
Okay, yay. Okay, Putri. So I think you are same like Gilbert. It means that you never met with what's that the name? Miss Ingrid, yeah? Never, yeah.
I have,
Oh,
but the I don't have much
time to
time to.
talk.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Okay, so about the story one, do you think the story is interesting?
Yes, I think it's interesting because meeting a foreigners is kind of complicated because strangers are usually nice, but sometimes also they could be mean.
So have you ever had experience to meet with the bad or mean the Westerners?
No,
No, never.
never.
Never, yeah. Okay. The next one, let's say if you were Miss Charlie, right? Would you also invite the Westerner, which is that you just met them for the first time to your house?
If for me, I wouldn't invite them to my house because we cannot trust strangers right away.
Yes, okay. So why did Miss Charlie invite them, do you think?
Because Miss Shelley was being friendly to the foreigners.
And how was that experience?
It was fun to them because now the foreigners have a lot of things to know about Bangka.
Mm. And how did Miss Charlie help the family? Because the family of Miss Charlie couldn't speak English.
Miss Shelley will translate it to them if her family doesn't know
Then, what's the key that makes Miss Charlie totally confident when Miss Charlie met with them?
because she already practiced her English before and she know that if she was confident she will make it all nice.
Okay. And you, how did you improve your English before you
Uh,
joined TGV?
I study at school and sometimes I talk to some people in a game.
A game. Oh, like the online game? Okay. So how is your English right now? How is your English?
My English is pretty good right now,
Mhm.
but
Okay.
I need to practice more.
Okay. Which part do you think that your English is totally really far better than before?
Speaking,
Speaking. Okay. What do you think about your speaking?
it is complicated.
Complicated. Okay. And how was your experience learning with Miss Nurul?
Miss Nurul is a fun teacher and she is also friendly.
Oh, friendly. Okay. Was Miss Charlie okay? Okay. Have you ever seen Miss Nurul like become mad or something?
Yes, once.
Okay. What was the reason?
The reason is me and most of my friends tried to hide when Miss Nurul is teaching.
Okay. And how was the reaction of Miss Nurul at that time?
Miss Nurul was really mad.
Miss Nurul mad. And you guys, what did you do after that?
We tried to apologize, but Miss Nurul wouldn't come out.
All right. Now ask Miss.
Um,
Biar usah kata manusia ya, aku ya.
what was your feeling if a stranger walked up to you and needs help with something?
Hmm. It depends. Let's say if the stranger seems nice, of course I will help them. But let's say if they have another intentions because we can say it, I will reject. Next.
What will you do if there were a foreigners at someone's place and they tried talking to them to buy something, but the shop owner couldn't understand?
Okay, let's say if I was there at that time, of course I would directly help them, right? Especially if we could know to speak English.
Let's just say if you have one of your friend at TGV, but they were get bullied by the foreigners, what would you do?
Let's say if my friends were bullied by the others, or maybe from the Westerners, of course I will fight for my friends. Yeah.
I think that that were all the questions I want to ask you.
Only that.
Yeah.
One question again then.
Mm, If you wanna buy something at a grocery store and it turns out the the shop owner was foreigners, but they speak the language you didn't know.
So right now it's really easy. We have the handphone and also we have the Google Translation, right? So we can ask Google Translate, please help me. Then okay, we stop to this now. I think.
I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.